Hey, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Commute,
where I will be your driver.
And I will be your passenger. Let's see, what do we got here? Siri. For the iPhone, yeah. Siri. Used to be a pretty good friend to people, but not so much anymore.
Oh, yeah?
In September of 2012, Pedro Bravo was charged with the murder of his friend and roommate. They got into a fight after his roommate, Christian Aguilar, began dating Bravo's ex-girlfriend. And he wasn't too happy about it. So he kidnapped and strangled his roommate. But then this is in Florida. So then he's sitting there thinking, shit, like he didn't plan it. He just got mad at him and killed him. What do I do with the body?
So he asked Siri?
Well, in Florida, the thing is, in Florida, there's a lot of places to throw bodies at, but the places you know of are places they find bodies. Mm-hmm. So he's thinking, I don't want to, I want a place that, they don't find bodies. How do you find that? So he asked Siri. He says, he told Siri, I need to hide my roommate. So she responded with a question saying, what kind of place are you looking for? And then listed some good ideas, such as swamps, reservoirs, metal foundries, dumps. And there's the thing from his phone. And she's telling him where
to dump a body?
Where to bury bodies at.
Holy crap.
So that was September 20th, 2012, around the same time that the roommate disappeared. Mm-hmm. And this is how he kind of got caught as well, because they can go back, it records everything, mm-hmm. Your entire history. And so they're like, well, why are we looking to hide your roommate, the day he disappeared? And then they also, his phone also fucked him because in a span of 30 minutes that night, he used his flashlight on it 9 times. So
it recorded everything.
Every little thing you do, that phone records. And so don't use your phone if you're trying to get rid of someone.
Right. Leave your phone at the apartment.
Yeah. So the thing she didn't recommend was shallow grave in the woods, which is where they found the body about a week after the roommate went missing.
That's ridiculous.
He dug a grave in the woods, and that's probably where the flashlight was for. Yeah. Dug a hole, put him in there. So the person that did this article wanted to see what would happen, like if they fixed it. So he asked Siri the same thing, I need to hide my roommate. And she replies with, I'm sorry. So Siri will no longer help you bury bodies. But it will still record, so don't go asking.
Why take that out though? Like, still admit it. I mean, if they used it as evidence, I mean, I don't know. That sounds like something you would keep in. If somebody's going to be so stupid as to use their phone mm-hmm. to, try to bury a body.
Well, I guess they can still see your search. If you search for it, it's going to record that.
Oh, okay.
But Siri's not going to help you. They don't want to be an accessory to murder.
That's funny.
Then we had a Juan Catalan, who in 2003 was facing the death penalty for allegedly killing a key witness who testified against his brother in a murder case. So this guy's insisting he did nothing wrong, and he says, I was even at it, like the day you're saying that this happened, I was at a Dodger game, mm-hmm. And he says, look, here's my ticket stubs. He sold the ticket stubs. And the court said, well, you could have gotten them anywhere. People sell ticket stubs, or you could have had a friend that went that day. That's not proof enough for us. Mm-hmm. You're guilty. So they find him guilty. So then his lawyer found out that night at LA's Dodger Stadium, HBO was recording an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. So he says, let me watch the show, and just hopefully I can find him in the crowd, Mm-hmm. So he watches it, and within seconds, there he is in one of the main shots behind them where they were filming. So they then brought that, and he was released from jail. But he spent 5.5 months in jail facing the death penalty. And here, he was telling the truth the whole time. But thankfully, to Curb Your Enthusiasm, Juan Catalan.
There wasn't any, security footage or anything from the stadium? I mean, that seems kind of fucking random.
I guess not. Do they have
I thought they
cameras like that?
I thought they recorded everybody going into fucking stadiums and shit now.
They should.
I mean, I don't know.
They're all fucking... I mean, I know security's ridiculous these places. Like, you can't even carry in purses anymore.
Yeah.
You have to have a clear bag, which
Right.
they'll gladly sell you for $20 or $30 at the stadium. But, and they pat you down.
Yeah.
You just take all your shit out. So, yeah, you would think they film you, but I guess in L.A. But that, of all places, fuck, L.A., they should be recording everybody.
I know, that's what I mean.
That's where the crime is. Nah, that's fine.
Jesus Christ.
2 more weeks of beach traffic, and then we're fine. On Fridays. Well, let's see what happened this day many years ago. August 15th, 1969, Woodstock Music Festival opens in White Lake, Bethel, New York. 400,000 attendees. Man, that would have been so much fun to go to, dude. Oh.
At that time, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that new one they had was bullshit. They did like a Woodstock 2.
Yeah.
I don't know, like 10 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't really the same country.
No.
You know.
No. It should have been so much fun, man. I get jealous every time I see footage of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man.
That's what they said. The people that threw it, like, they lost like a ton of money on it, and the only way they made any money off of the thing at all was because of the documentary that they filmed then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
how'd they lose money on it?
It was just so much more expensive than they had planned. I mean,
wow.
they planned on like, I think 50 to 150,000, and it, you know.
Oh, I know. Yeah, they did not expect that many people at all.
Yeah.
And then I guess, I'm trying to think, did the bands play for free?
I don't know.
Because I know the closer it got to it, more and more bands kept saying, I'm going, I'm playing. Mm-hmm. So that could have cost you.
Yeah.
But I mean, thank God that many people showed. If they still didn't make money on 400,000 people, and they were expecting 50,000.
Well, I guess it just tipped the other way, you know, once there's so many people, you gotta, there's so many more things
now you gotta bring in more bathrooms,
right.
And you know, that was a problem at the time.
Yep, water, I mean.
Security.
Yep, anything, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
August 15th, 1899. Henry Ford resigns his position as chief engineer at the Edison Illuminating Company's main plant to concentrate on automobile production. So he was chief engineer. Okay, at a different place.
For Edison.
Oh, good thing he did.
Yeah. Well, his job basically, like at the plant, it was saying, was he was on call 24 hours a day, but they only needed him like for particular things when something happened where, like, you know, the power wasn't going through. And the rest of the time he had his own like workshop where he could just tinker, and that's what he did. He just worked on inventing the automobile.
What a good fucking job that would be.
Yeah.
God. August 15th, 1914. Panama Canal open to traffic. What's the one thing, the palindrome with that? A man, a plan, a canal, Panama. It's the same backwards. I don't know why that popped into my head. Colombia awarded the rights to build the canal to Ferdinand de Lesseps, the French entrepreneur who completed the Suez Canal in 1869. Construction began in 1881, but due to inadequate planning and disease among workers, along with financial problems, drove Lesseps into bankruptcy in 1889. 3 years later, Felipe Jean Bounavecchia acquired the company. In 1902, the U.S. government authorized the purchase of the French Canal Company pending approval of the Colombian government via treaty. There's a lot of bullshit for a canal.
Well, they wanted it after, you know, they found these companies in bankruptcy and stuff. The U.S. wanted to move ships, you know, around that time.
Fred, he was telling me his grandfather, maybe, or great-grandfather, I'm not sure who, but one of his relatives was one of the workers to help build that. And he's got all this paraphernalia from that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool stuff to have. Can't imagine many people still have paraphernalia from that.
No, I can't imagine.
The U.S. Senate ratified the treaty granting usage rights in exchange for financial compensation to Colombia. The Colombian Senate refused.
Yeah, they were going to give them $10 million and $250,000 a year after 9 years, every single year.
Wow.
So,
just to use it?
Yeah, just to use it.
Wow, I guess why did they refuse? Because they wanted more money, or they didn't want them there?
They didn't want to sell out.
Oh, okay.
They thought they'd be beholden to the U.S. They didn't want that. So
Theodore Roosevelt then gave approval to the Panama Independence movement, a group engineered by the Canal Company. On November 3rd, 1903, a faction of Panamanians issued a Declaration of Independence to Colombia. The U.S. Railroad Company removed its trains from the line that ran north, stranding Colombian troops from crushing the rebellion. The U.S. warship Nashville was also sent to the region to support the Panamanians. Panamanians?
Yeah.
It sounds
weird, but
superheroes.
Yeah.
Panamanians will come save me. On November 6th, the U.S. recognized the Republic of Panama. On the 18th, the treaty was signed with them instead. Wow. Screw themselves out of some dough.
Well, the U.S. just fucked Colombia.
Yeah, they were like, alrighty then.
Don't want to give it. You don't want our money, do you? Well, let's invent this shit.
Panama later pushed to revoke the treaty. The canal was peacefully transferred December 31st, 1999. I didn't know that. I had no idea they transferred it.
Yeah, Jimmy Carter brokered this deal with the whoever the military junta was at the time in Panama, and they said they would transfer over. They signed a treaty, and they said they would transfer over rights by the end of the century. So they did it the absolute last day of the century.
They waited. No, we're working on that. Yeah, they were sweating.
It'll be tomorrow.
check back. I'm waiting for something in the mail. Okay, so you know the movie The Purge?
Yes.
Where there's one night you're allowed to just do whatever you want.
Yeah, we actually watched that just recently. I hadn't seen it.
And I've never seen either of them.
That was alright. The first one? Yeah, I just watched the first one. The first one was just a bottle episode. I mean, it was just in the house, and that was it. There wasn't anything else. I guess because the budget was so low on it.
That's what I heard.
That's how
low budget, but they made money on it.
Yeah.
Well, shit, enough where they made a sequel.
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't great.
It looks good, but the sequel actually looks better because it's a whole city.
Yeah, they go outside.
Yeah. Well, in Kentucky, there's a promotional flyer going around advertising an evening of violent crime. Based on the Purge films, the proposed hours of consequence-free crime are possibly set to take place from 8 p.m. tonight until 6:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. And they're putting these flyers all over town. And it's making it seem, and they're saying that it's a real thing.
Right.
So go ahead and purge until 6:30 tomorrow morning and you'll be okay. They even give places. Locations include the Kentucky State Fair, an upcoming Katy Perry concert, and local high school football games. So the police are freaking out, and they're putting statements out there like crazy, this is not real. They called an extra backup. They're saying just in case you guys want to get all crazy, we're ready for it. We will come after you. I
gotta call my friend that lives out there. I gotta call Karen.
Yeah, see if
what's going on.
They know
that's
about
a thing.
it.
Yeah.
They said anytime that there's a threat that affects our community, we're going to investigate that. If someone is threatening to harm members of our community, then we're going to investigate them and pursue that as best we can. And then they got all these people tweeting stuff. There's a whole Twitter thing. I didn't put. Let's see. Do I have what it is? Nah, it doesn't have what the hashtag is to get on it. But it's all people taking pictures of their pit bulls in bandanas, and they're like, "Come at me, I'm ready. I got my dog. You're not gonna purge me."
Jesus.
But either way, you know, if our one viewer is from Kentucky and you watch this before tonight, look out.
Yeah, the purge is coming for you.
It's coming.
Don't get killed because we need you. You're our only viewer.
You're our only hope, Kentucky. So we do a lot of stories where chicks are hiding shit in their vaginas.
Right.
It just seems like the place you keep stuff if you're a girl and you don't have a purse on you.
Right.
So this one woman decided to get, okay, the vagina's not working so much anymore. We got to get more creative. So in Spain, police arrested a Venezuelan woman who arrived at the airport in Madrid with 1.7 kilos, almost 4 pounds of cocaine in her breast. That's right, in her breast.
Inside.
The woman came in on a flight from Colombia, and authorities conducted a baggage search, and she started acting suspicious. So they said during a check of passengers from a plane from Bogota, the gestures and behavior of a supposed tourist raised suspicions of narcotic agents. So they did an initial drug search, and they came up empty. Female officers conducted a body search, came up empty, but they noticed that her tits seemed oddly lumpy, you know. So when they asked her about it, she just fessed up. She said, she said, "I confess, I had implants." So what they did was they put the cocaine in implants, and then put the implants in her. If I was her, I just would have said, "Well, look, I obviously just had surgery.
Yeah.
They said it's going to be a little lumpy at first.
Right.
It'll go down. Not just that, but fake tits look lumpy. I mean, unless it look like mashed potatoes or something. But even then,
why cop to it? Like, I don't think
they're not going to cut you open. Yeah. Look, I just had surgery.
That's
don't
weird,
touch my tits; they hurt.
You went through all that, prep.
Yeah, man.
Fucking just get there, and then,
not just that, they're going to have to take them out as well.
Yeah.
One way or another. So don't let the fucking cops do it. They said there were irregularities in both breasts. She's 43 years old. So they then took her to the hospital, and they removed the implants, and they took their cocaine. They won. They said this is not the first time something like this has happened, though. Spanish police previously busted a Panamanian woman with more than 3 pounds of cocaine stuffed in her implants in 2012. They're always ready for it. The Spanish police unit that checks on so-called hot flights already made 189 arrests this year from planes. So if you're gonna bring drugs somewhere, I wouldn't recommend Spain. That's cocksucker.
Fuck.
Dick face. You turn off your blinker. Doesn't even matter.
Turn off your dickhead meter. It's clearly detected you.
You got another movie to compare it to. Minority Report. You know, they have the technology to precog to see if something's going to happen.
They had those people floating in the...
Yeah. Well, a new piece of software called Recorded Future now archives over 100 million events from the past, present, and scheduled events for the future. The technology uses algorithms to aggregate and analyze all the info and predict possible future outcomes, just like in Minority Report. It's being looked at currently by marketers, investors, and intelligence agencies as a way to anticipate trends. They said it's not the only piece of technology pursuing that paranormal feat. The Department of Defense Simulation Project is using similar real-time data to learn about how individuals and mobs might react to certain situations in the future. I thought that was pretty cool. Because you see the movie and it's like, wow, that'd be really cool if they could do that. Although the movie also proves why you shouldn't do that.
Well, I don't know. It's just, if they know it's going to happen, why arrest people for a crime that they're not even going to commit? You know, that's the other thing. It's like, why not get them the treatment they need to head off whatever it is? Because you know it's going to happen.
Because some of the stuff was the one lady catches her husband cheating, and she comes in and stabs him with a pair of scissors. I mean, that's not something to predict. They had precogs.
I thought it was a thing in that movie. They couldn't predict that kind of thing because it was like a crime of passion, or that was all they could predict.
Yeah, because I know the one. Remember, they're staking how the movie opens.
Yeah,
they're staking
it was like scissors.
Comes home and
or
gets
something.
scissors. Yeah, and she's gonna stab the fuck out of them. So yeah, maybe that was all they could predict.
Fucking retards! It's just ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Every day is a blessing. I guess that's as close as you can get using computers. You know, I don't know what is really going to help them.
I don't know. Based on past data, I mean, I don't know. Okay, I mean,
past, present, and future.
I guess you could predict trends and things, but
maybe you could tell you're going to need extra security in something like this, or
I don't know. There's too much data for that, something like that to sort through.
But it's neat that they're working on it. Like, technology's really. I guess I'm just happy they're trying to come up with better technology instead of just saying, eh.
Yeah, I guess it just depends what it's used for. I mean, that's the other thing. It's cool that they're doing it, but I don't know. That could easily go bad.
Oh, yeah. A cop's knocking your door and arrest you because you're going to kill your wife tomorrow. You're like, what? No. I'm not. Yeah, you don't know it, but you are. Put you in a sleep chamber for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but I mean, that also eliminates any kind of dissent too. Like if you're unhappy with, something that the government's doing in any way, they're going to predict when and where you're going to react to it. So
it'll shut you down.
There'd be no dissent at all.
Nope.
And
they just have all the power in the world.
Runaway corporatism. If we think they can get away with a lot now, they could get away with anything.
That's the thing, and that's the stuff that wouldn't stop. If they could predict like a Halliburton thing, they'd be like, oh, we're just gonna let that slide. We don't want to interfere with Halliburton. But you or me, they'd fucking come after her and drop out of helicopters and kick us in the teeth.
Yeah. Well, one or two people are easy to kick in the teeth.
Right, a company.
Corporation that's bringing in millions of dollars to,
Oh, they don't want to lose the tax money. Don't shut them down. They give us so much money.
And they don't even pay full taxes anyway.
Well, yeah, then there's that. How about that?
Corporations pay less taxes a year than we do.
If you made them pay the same amount of tax, that would lower our taxes.
And we give them subsidies to stay in America.
Yeah. That's why you have fucking Wilmington here.
Yeah.
All those banks, it's because they were given special treatment to banks just to build there.
Oh, they still do.
Okay. Yeah. There's just no more room. Now Texas is big with that. They're doing that in Texas.
Sure.
Because they got a lot of room to build. All right, this is that's not so much great. We just had a story similar to this. An Arizona math teacher was arrested at Santan Valley High School on Wednesday after she allegedly had to take a taxi to work because she was too drunk to drive.
Oh, Jesus, with the pants or whatever?
Well, that was the one we did the other day. Yeah, she showed up with no pants.
Right.
And drunk, but she drove herself.
Yeah, I saw the picture of that, by the way.
She was hot, huh?
Oh.
Holy mackerel.
That was frightening.
That's what I was saying. And none of the fucking teachers I ever wanted to see pantsless came to work.
I can't imagine that drunk and pantsless.
Oh my God, man. I'm picturing some kind of sea creature washed up on shore, still kind of breathing a little bit and flopping to save its life. No pants. Kathleen Jardine somehow made it into her classroom and attempted to teach, but then aroused her students' suspicions by yelling and cursing at them. The students said she seemed like she was running a little slow, so they kind of brought the attention to a security officer in the school. He then came in and found vodka and mixers in her classroom. That's why I like this story. She wasn't just showing up to work drunk. She not only had vodka in her desk, she had mixers.
Yeah.
She had a full fucking bar back there. She figured, I'm going to go about my day and make a little martini and a little, White Russian.
That's the only way to get through it.
Working with all these fucking kids. 57 years old. She admitted she'd been drinking and the alcohol belonged to her. She was cited for consumption of alcohol in public, and she could also be facing disorderly conduct charge, according to the sheriff's office. They said she was arrested for driving drunk the day before and cited for extreme DUI.
So that's why she was
failure to maintain a lane. Yeah, so she was like, "Oh fuck, I'm still drunk. I got to get to work." But I'm bringing these bottles with me.
Right. It's not going to stop me.
I don't want the hangover to start in school. I'll come home, sleep it off. We'll be good on Thursday. But she just had to be hammered, man. If she's getting out of control like that, she should have just been like, "Look, everyone read chapter 5. That'll be class for today."
Yeah. Keep it quiet. Hang
She
out.
was yelling and cursing at him. The sheriff said, "Learning math can be hard enough. I can't imagine trying to learn it from a drunk teacher." But yeah, man, she had everything in her desk.
It's insane.
That's a teacher I would like to hang with. Yeah. You know, and I didn't see a picture of her. Maybe she's someone you'd like to see pantsless. I don't know.
Well, she didn't take it that far. She just got belligerent.
Yeah, she just got nasty. She's nasty. All right, well, that's what we have for today. That'll do it for the show. Make sure you like and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube. Check out our website, tocommute.com, TWO commute.com. Follow us on Twitter, @DriverPassenger, and send us an email about anything you want at the Commute Podcast at Comcast.net. Hope to see you soon.
Dog mom.
Dog mom.